Very shortly, because we have to go to the president of the EFF, the commander-in-chief, Julius Malema, who's addressing people outside the state capture inquiry. Let's just quickly listen in.
I don't want to be confused with a Zuma fight back. I'm not a fight back of Zuma. I'm continuing what I've started when I was 9 years old. I'm not starting this thing now. When I was in the youth league as a president of the youth league, I said to Zuma, why do you appoint minorities to be ministers of finance? Do you have problems with Africans leading finance? Are you saying Africans cannot lead finance? After that, Pravin declared us enemy. We fought Pravin, we fought Trevor Manuel, we fought the 1996 class project in the ANC to an extent that Johan Rupert said, the youth league is like an irritating mosquito. It needs a doom. We fought against these people. We fought to a point where Johan Rupert had to speak. It's not for the first time we are fighting with these people. We said nationalization, we said land expropriation, they declared us enemies. Pravin, Trevor Manuel, Cyril Ramaphosa, all of them, they are puppets of Johan Rupert and the Oppenheimer family. When Zuma was fighting with Pravin, we said to Pravin, the enemy of our enemy is our friend. Come here, let's fight Zuma. But you must know, when we are done with Zuma, we are coming back to you. That's where we are. We've never hidden this thing. We are fighting white monopoly capital. We used to sing a song during Zuma's time, and we said to Zuma, "Suka endleleni, sokushaya ngoba umendleleni, sifuna ushaya amabhunu." Zuma stood between us and the white monopoly capital. That's why we had to get rid of Zuma so that we can go directly to white monopoly capital. Our attack on Pravin Gordhan is an attack on white monopoly capital, because Pravin is a dog of white monopoly capital. We must hit the dog until the owner comes out. And once the owner comes out, we must deal decisively with the owner. Pravin, it's a cabal that belongs to the UDF and destroyed all good African comrades. He's no good, this guy. He has destroyed Peter Mokaba. He has destroyed Winnie Mandela. He has destroyed everyone else that stood for the truth against the apartheid regime. His shenanigans are not new. Now, today, Pravin has gone into all state-owned companies and removed all black excellence because he hates Africans. He doesn't like Africans. Any African who speaks back to Pravin, Pravin threatens those people. He has never tried it with me, because no one will speak to me the way Pravin speaks to high executives in state-owned enterprises. Go and look at the video of yesterday's appearance here. Pravin was talking as if he's in his kitchen here. He was talking like he has got no regard for this hearing here. Why? Maybe he's got some relationship with some people. Because we know that Pravin, amongst others, meets judges secretly. Guptas are nothing compared to what we are going to be subjected to now. Comrades, can you imagine if this building had some association with people who had association with Guptas? We'll be hearing stories here. But today, a commission takes place in a rotten building, in a smelling building, a building that is in relationship and in cahoots with enablers of state capture. Never listen to your enemy when it says to you, beat me here, don't beat me here. Don't beat me today, beat me tomorrow. You will be a fool. Jackson Mutembu says to us throughout Twitter, the drunkard Mutembu, I'm not sure if he did quit alcohol, but he tweets like he's still drunk. Jackson Mutembu says, why is the EFF not going to the Commission of Inquiry? Hey Mutembu, you don't control the diary of the EFF. We will go to the commission when we want to. We will decide when to go. We have nothing to hide. We want them to line up here and lie one by one. When we come in, we shall reveal all their lies. How this one lied, how this one lied, how this one lied. We're not scared. Pravin went to the commission on his own. We never said, Pravin, go to the commission on Monday. Why do they want to set an agenda for the EFF? No one will set an agenda for the EFF. Stratcom, it's alive. The apartheid Stratcom, it's alive. Every day, EFF receives all types of questions. Why? They try to silence the EFF. Let me tell you what happened with VBS. There were 4 ministers who had bonds with VBS. When the investigation started, they told those ministers to move their bonds into main accounts so that they don't mention them. They found the Communist Party having received money directly from the VBS companies. The managers of VBS went to tell Advocate Mutau that this is the receipt. We paid 3 million for the conference of the Communist Party. That Mutau advocate never wrote the Communist Party in the report of VBS. Even when he was told that amongst other people we gave money is the Communist Party. Now, fast forward, Solima Paila says, we will defend Pravin with everything. You know why? Pravin made it possible for the Communist Party not to be in the Mutaung report. All those people of the ANC who are implicated in the VBS scandals were told, remove your staff, settle your staff, because we need the EFF. But we cannot get the EFF if you are in this thing. They were given an opportunities. So we are going to ask a simple question to each and every minister. Did you have a bond with VBS or not? And answer truthfully and honestly, because we've got their names. So the VBS report is also questionable because it was manipulated to settle political scores. The institutions are being destroyed under the ANC government. We are told the reason Brian Shibambo is in the VBS report, the aim was to silence the report, the EFF. And the EFF fell into the trap by not opposing the liquidation of VBS, because we're so scared that if you oppose, they will say you are protecting your own corruption. We watched a bank of black people being closed down right in front of our eyes. Why? We were whipped into a corner so that we don't speak, and we complied. A bank which was established by Bantustan has collapsed under the so-called democratic government, which means a vendor Bantustan was better than democracy, because a vendor Bantustan had a bank for black people, owned by black people, yet a democracy can't have a bank owned by black people. Many banks got into trouble. One of them is African Bank. they were bailed out. But because this one is for vendors, vendors are so useless, they are even far, they don't care about them. Vendors are cowards, they won't fight back. The people of Limpopo are fools as they refer to them. We disbanded their government, they didn't do anything. We can close their bank, they won't do anything. Can you imagine such nonsense being done in KZN? They will never do it. We need to protect those who do not have power to protect themselves. And we must never be whipped into a corner. We are listening to our enemies. When nonsense is raised against the EFF and its leaders, we listen to the enemy. And we begin to even question our own leaders. Enemy has got nothing good to say about the EFF. One by one. One by one. Hariba collapse. Do you expect them to say good things about us? They will never say good things about us. But when they say bad things, we get to be tempted to listen to them because we expect everybody to say good about the EFF. Your enemy will never praise you. Even if you can say the color of the EFF is red, the enemy will find something to say it looks purple. Let's attack fighters. Let's occupy every street, every house, every space in society. Let us not leave the enemy to chance. Where we meet the enemy, we must crush the enemy. On Facebook, on Twitter, on social media, be there, guard the revolution. When the enemy raises the ugly head, don't hit the head, cut the head. We have no time to entertain enemies of our revolution. We must protect the revolution at all costs. Why do you expect us to defend Pravin? Why in your rightful mind do you think that the opposition must sing praises for an ANC person? We are in Pravin, we are showing how corrupt the ANC is. We want to collapse the ANC. It's no secret. Was his piri? Rinyaka wisha ANC. Le Ramaphosa remunyake rinyaka muwisha. We don't want Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa uyile chelete. More than 500,000. Eh, MPL utlobo na mithon. Also bone makhodu wena. Makhodu asahla. Criminals. Ramaphosa and Tiso Black Star, like Zuma and New Age and ANN7, must tell us, Ramaphosa and Tiso Black Star, how much did Ramaphosa receive for his presidential campaign towards Nazareth? And of that money, who paid the money? What were the conditions for that money? Were there meetings to ask for money? And in those meetings, can we get the minutes? Remember, Geribari Ramaphosa is a transparent man. Let the transparent man release the minutes where money was discussed to finance his campaign towards Nazareth. We know the people who have given Ramaphosa money. Many of them are disappointed with him. Mr. President, listen to me. Call a press conference. Release a list of people who gave you money. Tell us the conditions of the money donated to you for you to be a president. If it was Zuma who received money, Stratcom will be telling us all types of things. Ramaphosa receives money. They say, yeah, who doesn't receive political funding? Hey, we're not talking about political funding of political parties. Lerena is EFF, we received money, including from cigarette people. You are saying they are cigarette smugglers. We said that. From time to time we receive money. Later on we are told you got money from a dodgy character. Oh, hey, yeah. Next time we shall be careful. That's a political party funding. We are talking about individual sponsorship. There's no such a thing. I've been in the ANC. I don't know of anything called a presidential candidate establishing a trust, that trust receiving money to support your candidature. Aisafana le ANC. It has got presidential candidates who need money to be president. Rukremo EFF, but you've got a trust to raise money to be a regional chair. Fighters. They say when you raise these things, no, they are attacking Ramaphosa because they've got something to hide. Busasa is the one that supported Ramaphosa. The same DA that asked Ramaphosa, their members have been in meetings in the private house of the CEO of Busasa. Before they write a letter to Ramaphosa, they must first tell us what were members of the DA, members of parliament, doing in the house of the CEO of Busasa. And Rena, who have not been to Busasa, will then ask Ramaphosa, what were you doing at the Busasa CEO's house? But by issue, usinye wang hapleke ubodile. This place is rotten. So don't waste time trying to think, why is Ramaphosa rotten? Don't waste time trying to think, why is Pravin rotten? They come from a rotten tree called the ANC. Whilst they are in the same WhatsApp group with Jacob Zuma. We are not to fight back of Zuma. Dalimpov is not EFF. Dalimpov's firm is not a firm of the EFF. Who Dalimpov defends, who Dalimpov goes court with as we speak today. Dalimpov was in court with Supra's faction of the ANC. He's doing his job. We have nothing to do with those things. But we are happy when Supra takes the ANC to court. Why? He's fueling the confusion. We're happy. Even a Supra Regamo sponsor. Anyone who's going to speed up with the killing of the ANC can be sponsored from the EFF. There's no problem. But we're not with Supra. We're not with Tom Moyan. We're not with the Guptas. We're doing our own thing. Whether we're rat or rat. We're doing our own thing here. O ka no re sheba o re shebe o re ngwale le go Twitter ngwana molloi o ka se re etse next. We are here to stay. No one will destroy the EFF. Realwa. We are fighting, and there are no roses in a war. There is blood in a war. We will never exchange the roses with the enemy. The enemy must be dealt with decisively. Let's not be scared. How to I was saying, but headline ka EFF, headline ka leadership ya EFF. No, the fight is on. We are fighting. And when we are fighting Pravin, when we are fighting Cyril, they will not in exchange give us roses. Pravin wa loyong. Don't take chances. Once you take a decision to go after Pravin, you must be ready. If you are not ready, don't come to the EFF. We have now taken a decision to fight Pravin. And therefore, you must know Pravin is going to fight dirty. He's going to fight dirty. There will be casualties. There can even be a loss of life. If you are not ready for that, stand aside. I'm not scared. I'm ready. I'm prepared to confront them one by one. I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of Johann Rupert. I'm not scared of Oppenheimer. I'm not scared of white people who are handling these people. All of them, I want them combined. That's why we formed the EFF, to crush white monopoly capital. White monopoly capital, by the way, owns everything. How Jacob McDonald, ke white monopoly capital. How Chela Petrol Mola, ke white monopoly capital. Hey Banabesu, don't apologize. How Namorika Rekam McDonald? We are buying from them. Oscar, I saw some fool here at Tiso Black Star. Alinkile picture Ari. You are using you are drinking something from white monopoly capital. And that fool he thought he was making a point. And I was like, what else can they drink? Because the fact that there is monopoly means they own everything. And therefore we will have to use their own resources to fight them. Another fool will say they are standing on a track of white monopoly capital. They are using a microphone of white monopoly. What can you do when you are in a country owned by white monopoly capital? Now they are owning an entrance at the airport. The Oppenheimers. Fighters, if Pravin is coming here tomorrow, we are coming back. If Pravin is not here, let's go to the branches. We will give you a date. We must go to the fire blade of the Oppenheimers there. At the airport. We must go and close that fire plate of the Oppenheimers at the airport. Let the battles be taken to every door of white monopoly capital and all the puppets of white monopoly capital. We are not going to be scared. Ranjani Munsami, Tiso Black Star journalist, once asked us to make Pravin a president when we remove Zuma. She said that. How can a journalist ask a political party to make a politician a president? She's a journalist in this building here. If she didn't represent Tiso Black Stars in asking us to make Pravin a president, why is Tiso Black Stars not taking action against her the same way they did with Mzilikazi wa Africa? When Mzilikazi wa Africa wrote stories which were not in favor of Pravin. Why is Ranjani still called a journalist? Why? Tiso Black Star is in bed with Pravin's group and Cyril's group. Let me give you a second example. When there was a story going to be written about the Cyril Ramaphosa and his concubines and Nazis that he has all over who are calling him cupcake, Tiso Black Star newspapers changed their headline Saturday before. And then they went to interview the wife of Cyril Ramaphosa in order to dilute and undermine the story about Cyril Ramaphosa involved in extramural activities, infidelity of Cyril Ramaphosa. was undermined by Tiso Black Stars. Yet this country was fed for a very long time about the infidelity of Jacob Zuma. When infidelity, it is done by Cyril Ramaphosa, Tiso Black Stars, Sowetan, Sunday Times, Financial Mail, Business Day. They will write stories to undermine that truth. Let's not lie to each other. What is the difference between infidelity of Cyril and Zuma's infidelity? What is the difference between Pravin Gordhan's daughter and Duduzane Zuma? What is the difference? Why are we being made to believe a lie when it's not suiting the white monopoly capital? Let's read with critical mind. The ANC must fall. The ANC even now is led by people who are corrupt to the core. Let's take our battle where it matters. There's a guy here on Twitter, Peter Bruce, who used to be an editor of Business Day. There is this old man, I always forget his name. Max Dupris. Max Dupris. There is Ferial Hafaji. There is Rajeni Munsami. There is another one from Cape Town called Pale Samurud. There is another one called, this one was a CEO of Gender Commission. Nomboniso Gasa and the husband. And that period force. That's a Ramaphosa defense force. They do everything in their power to discredit anyone who fights against Ramaphosa. They are not different. This group, you must write them down. Everywhere you see their names, attend to them decisively. You must attend to them decisively. Now, this is what they are doing. They are not different from that Pottinger who was hired as a machine for Guptas and Jacob Zuma. They are doing the same thing. You will never convince Ferial Hafaji otherwise. You will never convince Ranjani otherwise. Ferial, with all her skills as a former editor, why are you not asking Pravin if he's got an account outside South Africa? Why? Why is Pravin not asked if indeed he has asked people to deposit money into that Canada account when he was a SARS commissioner, when those people had problems with SARS?
All right, so we're going to have to come out of that address by the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF. Is on a rant, basically accusing the ANC of all sorts of things. Pravin, the president, saying that they're from this rotten tree that he calls the ANC. Let's get some reaction from Professor Somadodi.